There is nothing which is wrong with the country that a new government cannot fix. It is time for a new start, a fresh beginning, new direction, people-centered leadership. That's why Team Unity Dominica introduces the Clean Slate, a new political direction for the current political era. The Clean Slate, an idea built on new and progressive energies based on what is best for Dominica and Dominicans. The Clean Slate, the platform for a new and progressive political coalition. The Clean Slate, uniting the partisan colors with a message of renewal and hope.
Good evening to everybody. Come on. Mr. Bruno.
Hey, Sakavet.
I'm
I thought
fine.
you were talking to your audience still. I thought you, communicating, connecting. So I'm saying, waiting for my little turn.
Well, guys, welcome to another Team Unity Dominica program. We are glad to have you here with us tonight. Tonight, we're just going to have a little roundtable discussion, soft and polite, something that you will be able to understand and take from and probably implement in Dominica. I am here with my fellow, Mr. Bruno, Professor Bruno. Professor, you'll have to tell them what is your major so they understand where you're coming from. Let me let you do that.
They know already, man. I mean, that's still...
For those who come in for the first time.
Okay. Well, I'm a professor of political science. That's what I do. That's what I teach. I've been at this for the better part of 10 years. So I teach international relations. I teach political science, comparative politics. These are the three major areas that I focus on. I also teach American government. Yeah, so 4 major areas, because political science has different sprongs. And I kind of am proficient in like 4. So that's what I do. And I've been doing so. So matters of politics and of governance and intergovernmental relations. These are my areas of expertise. And inside of that, I also do a little bit of practical politics through Team Unity Dominica, and I was also involved in politics just before TUD as a practicing politician. So I would like to think that I'm a politician, because when once you're involved in the practice in any way, shape, or form, you are a politician. So I'm accepting that label. I may not be in office, but not every politician serves in office.
Yeah.
So I think my role is to assist with organizing strategy, with power acquisition, and so I do that as well. So that's me in a nutshell.
Yeah, and people also have to understand, when you hear policy and politics, policies is just putting things in place. So everybody who takes part in it is really taking part in politics.
Yes.
That's what you're really doing, making policies to enhance the organization where you serve or the country where you serve. So,
including the supporters of the politics, the policy holders, the people who are supporting those people are also in the politics too.
Exactly.
They may not be candidate, but they are very much part of the politics.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, so sometimes we think that politics is only relating to politicians. Politicians are people who practice and sometimes get elected and serve in the policies. But even if you are not elected and you're involved in some way, shape or form, you are involved in. I think it's a good profession, it's a good trade, it's a good practice that if more people got involved, I think it would be better. We leave politics up to one group, one set, a select few, and that's the problem we have in politics globally, where people think that they should not get involved because for some reason or the other, they are told that this is a bad thing. I was told that it's a bad thing until I understood it, until I got trained in it, and I realized, wow, I was misled.
Yes.
So we try not to let people as much as possible get involved in it, because the more you are involved in politics, the better it is for your country, for your democracy, so to speak, and for any system. When people get involved, is always a good thing. So I encourage Dominicans, I encourage people to get involved in the politics and dare to make a difference.
Yes. So I love politics because I believe that there are some policies that, if implemented, that ideas that turn into policies, if implemented, would benefit the people of Dominica. So there you have it. That is my reason for being and taking part in it. Is to create change. Sometimes you just need something new. Because doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result is insanity. So that is why new faces, people with new ideas, should join the forum, the political forum, and come on board. And, let's make policies that can benefit everybody across the board in Dominica. So,
It's true. And I like your idea. Your idea is quite noble. Your reason for being involved in politics is to be part of the policy making that will benefit your country. That's what you said. I do not know if you know how significant that is. Not everybody is involved in politics for those reasons. Some people are involved because it's a way of life for them. It's a job. It's an opportunity to secure certain things, to get certain benefits. You didn't quite say that. You said that your interest is to be in a position to be able to make policies for your country. And that is very, very significant. And I'm hoping that the people that you intend to serve in office, because I know you're going to vie for office one day, you should. You're young, you have time, but you should do it as soon as you can. I'm hoping that your people are hearing what you're saying, because that is just the most noble thing for anybody involved to say. Your focus is on country, and not many politicians can. Well, they may say that, but their work suggests otherwise. So I'm happy that you said that.
Yeah, I do believe in this. I strongly love people. The thing is, I love people and I love to see the well-being of people. And anybody who know me personally, they know that is true. Even when I wasn't in politics, in my place of work, I fight for my people, even if I was just a normal staff. I fought for my people to get better benefits. I show them the ways that they can enhance themselves. And I just love to see people have a better future. That's it for me. And so that is why I really want to be part in the political arena, because I learned that change can only be effective from the top. So being at the bottom and giving your ideas, yes, it's nice, it's all that, but not being able to enforce your ideas or your policies that can benefit everybody across the board. So that's why I am there. I just want to serve my people, make sure that we could have a better future. There's lots of things that we could change to enhance Dominica. Especially Mr. Bruno, with everything that is happening right now in the world, where we see our restrictions of entry, and we've been pressured to do certain things to be able to enjoy the simple benefits of going to visit other areas in the world. So you could see where that's leading into if we don't make new policies to help ourselves and to try to be self-sufficient.
Well, you're right. I mean, again, you keep saying all the right stuff. I just admire your maturity. I believe, again, with my little background that I have of you and my knowledge, you have been exposed to people who have been involved in politics, so you understand how the business work. And I think that's one of your benefits, one of the pluses that you bring to the table, is that you understand the business from the people-centric perspective.
And so to mention, we have our professor on our end.
Yeah, well, yeah, that too. But you see, when you bring something to the table, it's easier to enhance it than if you bring very little.
Yeah.
So as a teacher, you teach different students, but there are some students who learn differently, and there are some students who come so well packaged that they feed from your hand, and it's really nice to get the feeling that that person has gone there and read the book, do the text, do the assignments, and ready to have a kind of conversation. So you are ready to engage on day one. You are someone who I believe, Petra, will make a very good administrator, a very good policy maker, because you come prepared. there's nothing much I can tell you again. All I have to do is just help to show you, light the path, so to speak. You know the path, but I will help to light it.
Yeah.
So we navigate safely together, and that is one of your strengths. So politics is at the level of the people. It's always at the level of the people. In fact, everything has to be at the level of the people. But politics begins with what we do, how we get this thing called power. But between power, you have another line, election, campaign, vote. So power and politics go hand in hand, but they are not the same concepts. You need to understand politics. You need to understand the idea of election strategies. You need to understand how power is acquired. We'll talk a little bit about that, because sometimes power is not grabbed by guns and bullets. Sometimes power is diplomacy. Power is influence. Power is getting people to see things your way. And then when you get into office, you have the ability to administer and to create policies. And when you are a policymaker, well, you're in the big thing. Yeah. That's when you help to shape the lives of people. Exactly. But some people want to skip the politics and go straight to policy, and that's a problem. You need to run the track, run the process, and that's what you have been doing. That's what we have been doing quietly in the background, learning the process. So whenever we have the opportunity to, we will change the government, or the people will help us change the government, and we will get in a position to create policies that will be benefiting the masses.
And, exactly, because you will listen.
Yeah, and that's how you. Sometimes, man, acquiring power is, as I said the other day on the program that I was on. It is easier to win in Dominica right now than it is to lose. I mean, it's easier to defeat the present incumbents than to lose against them. And again, people might say that I'm just saying what I want, but maybe I'm saying what I know. If we do the right thing and we organize properly and we follow the process and the track to political power, we will have political power. It's easier to take out the incumbent now. That's the easiest time ever to take them out, because they have been in for a while and people are ready for them to go, but you have to know how to get them to go. And that's what we are working at, my sister.
Yeah, because we have to also remember, one of the things I've learned from you, from us meeting together and having our little sessions, is that at the end of the day, you cannot get into power without the people.
Nope.
Because that is why it has an election. If that was the case, then there would be no need for election if it was the other way around. So democracy in itself is people coming to, and you give your ideas, the ways that you think that things that should benefit Dominica, and then you get the people to understand where you're coming from. And once the people agree with your thoughts or your line of thoughts, the people try to come to follow and say, yes, yeah, I think this is the direction that we were saying we want to go. And then we have somebody who listens to where we want to go. And that's how you come in to gain your power between the people.
Yes, you call that political notoriety. Yeah. It could be one person that believes you or sees the direction. That's all you need, is one person. And then that person will say, I think you need to listen to Petra. You need to listen to these people.
Exactly.
And then the word goes around, and before you know it, you have a following. It may take a little while, because no one is saying that TUD is going to become the first party instantly in Dominica. Exactly. But what we are saying is the seed that we are planting with faith will germinate. As long as you plant it in fertile soil, you will have a tree eventually, and that tree will grow to be a big tree to give shade. So we are not anxious for power, We're just saying, man, there's a way to get it, and if we just do it that way, we will eventually get it. Because those people who are in power now, they don't think they will be in power forever, even if they want to, but they know they can't. Eventually, they're going to go. The people will say, no matter what they do, time to go. We don't believe in this rancor and violence and uprising and protests. We believe in the protests, but not to the point where you have disruption of people's lives and
loss of property,
and stuff like that. We believe in the sanctity of the people's right to protest, to assemble.
Yeah.
But we don't think our government should be changed by rancor and by fight and by rebellion and revolution. When you do that to change a government, you end up having to do that again and being skeptical about what might happen to you while you're in there. And talking about that, we remove our government in Dominica violently. And that has never been healed. And that's one of the reasons why we are trying to do what we are doing, is to heal the past. Because the
Yeah.
same pain of the past, Dominica's past, keep coming back. When we took out Patrick John, right?
I read it in history and was told about it.
My sister, we have not gotten over this, because there are still factions in Dominica that taking is like something called vendetta, revenge politics. And it's happening today as we speak. If you look at the setup of the politics in Dominica right now, who benefited from the fall of John? The people who benefited from the fall of John end up joining with John's party. Well,
I know.
It's no longer John's party. It is a party that is cloaked like John's party. That's not Labour. It's a party that was hijacked by the same people that took out Labour. And they
Exactly.
take the name of Labour and they now saying that it's Labour. It's not Labour. So the same connection that goes back to the power acquisition and the pulling and fighting continues to be. And we are saying enough is enough. We must stop this vendetta politics and we must move on to a new sort of direction. Yes, there'll still be the little
friction because it's humans.
Yes, but we can't continue doing political power in Dominica like that. Grudge politics, vendetta politics, revenge politics. Some people say if the other side that has been out for how many years wins now, those that's in office now in trouble. And one may be tempted to believe that, because that's what human nature is like. And I'm talking to people who are in office now who wants to take that government out, but they are saying if we put that one in, they might not suck bread, suck sweetie, they might not eat. And what we are saying is we do not want to disenfranchise people. We just want to make more people eat. So the millionaires who are there, who have made their money for the past two decades of the last government, you're not going to be bothered by us. We just want to make more millionaires.
That's
so
right.
you will keep what you have, and we will make some more people. So we'll have more millionaires in Dominica. No one in office now with a job who is legitimate and bona fide should be worried about us getting into office, because we will embrace you and we will try to create more opportunities for more people. And no one should have a problem with that.
And like we say all the time, there are people in the present government that have great ideas and they have great experience and they are skilled in certain areas, and you still need them. You still need that area of expertise. So it's not about we just doing away with you altogether. We could still call on you to, because when somebody have a strength and you use the strength, you become a better manager, When we're doing classes like that, they tell you the best managers are those who know the strength of their workers and use the strength of the workers to make the workplace a better place.
Yeah. I mean, some people have been in office for 15, 20 years right now. Those people are very useful.
Exactly.
Maybe a little stale, but very useful. You find ways to use your people. When we get office power, we're not going to just say, forget you. No. If the prime minister can be used to do something to enhance our country, the current one, who will be the ex-prime minister, you find ways to work with everybody.
Yeah, keep them engaged.
Yeah, I mean, how could you have a man like that who has served as prime minister for almost 2 decades, not involved in the life of the country moving forward? You have to find a way to get people engaged. And that's what TUD is saying. We're not against anybody. We don't have any personal desire, grudges, we just want to, it has been too long with the same old stale idea of the politics where the majority of people are not enjoying from the benefits and the goodies of the country, and a few are. We are not saying that you shouldn't. We're just saying that more people should. So when we get into office, we're going to make it possible that more people do. We're going to create employment opportunities. So we have more young people working than at present. And that is what we have been saying. And I'm hoping people are getting it. I know they're getting it. Some people are slow to react to it, but that's what we have been saying. We want to bring a kind of politics, a message of renewal, man. Renewal and hope. That's what we bring to the table. And if you work with us, we can take this message into the halls of government in Dominica.
Exactly. And because we see what chaos have been doing in the world, and we see what victimization have been doing in parts of the world, and we see how it's destroying the economy of the world. We could just look what is happening right now. The little pettiness that is happening with the top powers maybe of the world, we call them, because of the type of politics as well. We see how it endangers the life of everybody.
Yes.
And so everywhere is suffering. The wars, see the wars, the oil, the
Mhm.
stocks, global economy on a whole is not stable.
Yeah.
Today, you're not sure tomorrow what is going to happen. And investment, because people cannot invest when global economy is not stable. So we see what is happening. And that is why we come on and we try to reason with the people so that they can open their eyes to see what is happening in the world, and we come in to show how we can use get solutions to the problem to make us in Dominica be able to stand and be self-sufficient if things don't go, or if
Mm.
things goes to the wrong direction. In case there's a World War III, or in case the prices of oil goes up, where vehicles, transportation to different places is going to be difficult for. We have to remember Dominica already have a struggling economy. Any of these changes that is taking place in the world is going to affect us.
Well, and herein lies the issue that you need people who understand global politics, who know how to best position smaller democracies, developing countries, developing island states, to be able to survive in a world that is plagued with trials. You talk about the tribulation of the war in Iraq, I would imagine. Sorry, in Iran. Um, and again, I don't really want to go too deep into it because I think we are dealing with the issue, but on a level that the people will appreciate. So it never pays to go too deep into stuff when you do the politics, but you need to explain it. And you talk about the major powers, which is America, Russia, China, and I can stop here. I can call more, but and we have, well, when you talk about major powers as well, you must also talk about the Gulf states,
Yeah,
because these states are petro states. They are oil states, and oil is the lubricant that fuels global economy.
yeah,
And I can break down every cent that is being spent into oil, the value. Again, we don't have to get into all the economics of that, but we understand the importance of petroleum. And it so happened that the world's greatest power, America, decided to go into Iran and have a war. For whatever reasons, multiplicity of reasons have been offered. The fact is, we are in war, or we are at war, and that has triggered some instability, global instability, that's affecting everybody in tutti cranny, nook and cranny around the world, just because a president of the superpower decided that we're going to do this. Again, I'm not criticizing the president. The president knows what the president knows, but as someone who is responsible to see what is happening, I wish that war could have been avoided, because that war is every nation in the world has catch the cold.
yeah.
And we can flash the price of gas in my area, where I am right now in Florida. And the price of gas has almost doubled, which means that it's going to cost me so much more money to
To go to
be able
work.
to go to work. And my salary has not increased because of the war.
Exactly.
So last week, the gas price was $2.30 something. Now it is $4 and
And chicken,
79. Sorry, 3.79 for
79.
the lower,
Regular, yeah.
4.59 for what most people do.
Yes.
Almost going to be $5. That's like double in 1 week, and then it's going to go higher. And I can only feel for the Dominicans what is going to happen to us to be able to put gas in our tanks to drive to work and to school. This is a problem of not of our making, but a problem that our leaders must be able to navigate. So yeah, we have people who have been in government, and we are not saying that the government have only done wrong things. There must be something good they did have
Yeah.
done. But right now calls for a group of people who have a connection with the system and who can say, okay, if we're in a global community and that is the problem, probably manufacturing, agriculture, agro-processing, can be the way, the survival, a stopgap measure at the time, because no matter how much oil price goes up, your production is your production if you're doing agro production, fishing, horticulture,
Yeah.
animal and plant husbandry. Oil does not affect the production of these things. They may affect the cost of the inputs.
Yeah.
But if you go in full organic, natural, what inputs are you looking for like that? All you need is water and sun and soil.
Which we have.
Which we have. So when you fetch those agro, natural, organic products, eggs, meat, and everything organic, high value, people with money will get it. At the end of the day, you make more in foreign exchange and you sustain yourself better because you have less of the hormonal foods. So again, that is just a little tip of the iceberg in terms of what we are talking about. But you cannot overnight say, I'm going to do it. You have to have a plan. You have to have policies in place that says for the next 15, 20 years, as China is doing, for the next 100 years, as China is doing, for the next 150 years, that's what we want. I have not seen such a plan coming from Dominica. I have not even seen a 1-year plan. I heard the budget the other day, and the budget is a regurgitation of all the budgets I've heard in the past 20 years. What is enterprising about Dominica? Yes, the Carnival is doing well, the CUO is doing well, but outside of that, what is the long-term goal to protect Dominica against another global recession?
Yeah.
How much money do we have in reserve as a country to be able to take care of the people if in case we want to go back to that?
Yeah.
What money do we have in solid stock like gold? And I mean, I don't really say too much, but this is the kind of things, Petra, you can attest to that. That is the kind of conversations that we have when we are seriously planning to be the government of Dominica. And if we are blessed with that opportunity, we will implement those policies that will secure our country and our people's future. So in the war that we're talking about right now, what do we have to fall back on now the gas price is up there?
And I heard you say about the gas price for vehicle, but think of it. Dominic uses the last time I think they said Dominic used 70% of fuel to do the electricity because the hydro had a problem and all that stuff. So think on that basis. I believe too, because of that cost of fuel have been going up for the last 10 years or so gradually, some more than other times, we should have already have something put in place and a policy where homes, we go to solar panels, and we should have engineers from Dominica studying about these things and have those things in order, because when fuel price gone up to that kind of price we're seeing there now in so much short space of time where you don't have enough to store and to have for reserve, then that's a problem, because electricity bill going to sky high in Dominica, then transportation going to be sky high.
Everything.
A mess.
When gas price goes up, everything goes up with it. Nothing is spared. Grocery, manufacturing, furniture, fishing, everything, hair, beauty, everything goes up with gas price, with no exception.
Fares also.
Tooth bagay.
Everything.
Every part of the economy is affected when oil price goes up, and some people just don't understand that. We do. And we would procure Dominica's economy in a way. So if the gas price goes up, which we don't have control over that.
I know, because it's not our own resource.
No, we have our resources to fall back on.
Exactly.
To prop up. And you spoke about solar. Where else does the sun shines as bright as it does on Dominica?
Let me tell you.
Where else do we have the mountain peaks and the range that reflects those wonderful rays of sunlight that Cal Nassif has done so well in terms of his business, to expand his business with solar capabilities so you can purchase the business from Cal Nassif? There should be a process in place that create more Cal Nassifs to make Cal Nassif even a bigger millionaire than he already is, by everyone getting involved in solar. What is wrong with Cal making money on solar? What is wrong with people having solar to augment the cost of Domlec? What is wrong with Domlec piggybacking on the surplus that Cal makes, or whoever does That is what we have to do. So you are right to speak about it. We have the capacity. The last time I went there, I think it might have been with Carlos or somebody. I went there and this guy called Cedric Suku was talking to us about his solar technology. I do not know whether he still works there, but Suku was very efficient with what he was saying. He understood the business. So that is the answer. That's part of the answer to the high cost of creating energy is to go to the solar thing. Domlek might have to reform and change and do whatever they have to do.
And reform is good. Reform is good. Just reform is good. Because Domlek can do the same as they're doing for the panels, because most people maybe cannot afford the panels, of course.
It's too expensive.
Domlek can come in to be the middleman where you have the panels, just how they do in the electricity, and you pay monthly to have the panels, and they order it, they implement, they set it up, you do the costing, and you pay it if it's over a 10-year period, and
15 years or whatever
the case is.
Domlek is government, right? So let's say government, because Domlek is government because it's a government-owned entity.
The government fund, right?
Government can come in through Domlek that kind of coordinate, because you want to give Domlek some business too. Domlek has to get business. So you're right that the soft loans go through them or to the banks.
Yeah. And
let everybody be blinging with first of all hydro / solar, because that's who we are. So we solve that dependency on petroleum problem. I know one time the government was talking about electric cars and whatever the thing I do. I guess that's another conversation we can have. But that was not too much of a bad idea. It is just that probably it was just maybe not thought of as a package,
as a whole
of different things, But that is the kind of answer that we need to the crisis that the world is in right now. And if, as a small country, do we have more than Barbados and those other countries have? Barbados have beach, we have beach too, and we have natural scenery that they don't have. We're not going to fight against our sister country, but we have so much more to be the most
envied among in the Caribbean.
Yeah. But our government, the people who have been controlling the government, they go the traditional basic, still kind of a traditional tourism way, when our idea of tourism is different. We won't talk about it too much tonight, but give us a chance in office, man. Let us be part of the policy-making position, and every Dominican will be happy. Dominica is too small, and our population is too small for everyone not to be enjoying the quality of life that really is we deserve to enjoy. We have how many people in Dominica? 60,000?
60, yeah.
Everybody in Dominica should be living nice. We should be living like the people in Saudi Arabia live, with enough money for everybody to be nice and happy.
Especially with the last 10 years when the CBI program was doing very, very well.
Yeah. So, but that is where we are. And in terms of the planning that we have for the future, we are like 50 years ahead where we think Dominica should be in 50 years' time. That's where we are right now. And it can stretch into 100 years, but we have been practical. So we have a plan that we can start to unroll. We have Dominica's 50th year of independence plan already that we would like to do. I don't know if we'll be in office at that time. I suspect not. But maybe we're giving the government some ideas, because they might be there until 28. They might be, I do not know. But we are getting ready to unroll a plan for Dominica at 50.
Exactly.
We want to do it. We are ready to do it. And you have to have that. So when you get the opportunity in office, you will say, okay, I have a plan for that. Let's fix that problem. So we can only tell the people and hope that the people will listen, and eventually they'll come to us en masse, and we will help to change the trajectory of our country moving at least 50 years from now. And when we get there, we'll look and see how things are, and we'll plan for another 50 years. So when we pass on the mantle to a new set of leaders, they will say, okay, that last government passed on something to us. Let us continue.
Build on it. Yes, exactly.
That's our plan. That's our plan. So we can't be talking about what we did or what happened in the past.
No, it's what we're going to do.
What we are going to do.
What problem can we solve that can make the life of our people better? That's where we are. That's how Team Unity roll. We see the problem, we don't just speak about it. We speak about it and we ask ourselves, what solution? What is the solution to this problem? How can we eliminate the problem? How can we lessen the problem? And that's how we work. We don't just go, although we use the data of the past so that we don't make the same mistake, but we don't dwell on it.
You must be guided by it. You don't dwell on it.
Yeah.
So, talking about what you might have done in the past, that's already past. People aren't focused on past. People want to survive and people want to progress. So talking about what people did, that's gossip in politics. We know it, we build on it, and we move on. So how are you going to get people on your side now is to tell them what you want to do for them, not for you. And that's where you come in, Petra. You never talk about I've never heard you talk about what I'm going to benefit from politics. It has always been what I can do for the people. And that is why I'm so happy to be working with you, because, and I'm hoping that your days are going to be long in politics and that you will eventually get into government and you will do the stuff that you have been wanting to do for a while. I can guarantee the world that I know that you mean well for our country. And I will do what it takes to help you to get into office, because Dominica will be better off if you and Carlos, Ching, Chrissy, et al. Get into office. I can only imagine the kind of cabinet meetings you guys are going to be having about alleviating the plight of Dominicans. I know Dominicans will be in good hands if you guys get into office. And I can almost guarantee it. But you just have to keep going and believe and have faith. And I think, Sister Petra, you will be. You will be.
The love of people is what that gets things done. I'll tell people all the time, when you love people and you put people first, people will look after you.
Oh yeah, man.
That's it. Once, even as a parent, we see that happening. Some people, yes, there are some people who are ungrateful and you cannot change their ways. But majority of the time, parents who take care of their kids and do what they have to do. We don't know everybody home and what is happening. We tend to see that they come back and praise their kids for turning back when they get in the golden age and to look after them. And you will hear the children speak of how my mom sacrifices my mom make for me, and where I am today, I would not have been without him, my parents, and this and that. And so that shows me that when you take care of people, people will come back to take care of you.
Yeah.
And you put people first and they will come. Yes, if you will fall on by the roadside, it's expected, but majority will come back and take care of you.
And the thing about it is, if you're not genuine with people, people know you're not genuine. Even if you think you are faking them and you want to use charisma,
they see right through you.
Eventually they'll see it.
They see right
people might stay with you because they think they still can get it from you. When they realize that, I've had enough of it, silly rabbit tricks are for kids, they move on to somebody else who rarely they see is not faking them. And I always tell politicians, think of yourself as a footballer, a very good football player, and you playing full. If you're a good player, you can score goal at any time. Or as long as you get a ball, you can most likely score the goal. But if you are a very good player and you're playing against a team of a lot of children and they're coming at you, you cannot beat them, And the thing about children, you cannot fake them. Children eyes are focused on the ball. That's what politics is about. The people are feeling the pinch. So you may try to dazzle them and bamboozle them and fake them. Their eyes is on the problem that they're feeling.
Yes.
So no amount of fancy footwork in politics sometimes saves politicians. And I just want to put that out there, because politicians think that because they're getting away with something now, they will always just dance or smile and get away with things. When people realize and people see, well, that's where we're going now, people leave you behind. Exactly. And people have done that in politics over and 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 over again. So that's just maybe a lesson to our Dominican politicians who believe that you're invincible. You are not. You can be taken out and you will be replaced. It is just that we have to get our act together to show the people, okay, time. Because if Dominicans, Sister Petra, had seen an opportunity and an alternative that was better than what they have, they would have changed the government of Dominica long ago.
Definitely.
They just have not seen it. That's why we are existing. We are not saying they'll put us there automatically, but
we'll give them the glimpse of hope that they're looking for.
That is what we're doing. Politics of a message of renewal and hope. And that's what we have to do. Let us not focus on the mistakes of the past and who violate that and who do that and who this and that. People don't want that. People want to know, okay, we know that.
That's what is done is done. What are you going to bring to the table to make my life better?
Thank you very much. So, and that is what we continue to reiterate. And even before we go into the next topic, I think we have another maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Dominica as we speak right now, in terms of the media fraternity in Dominica, right? I am a media person. I grew up doing media, DBS, Kyrie FM. Q, I didn't really work on Q, but DBS and Kyrie for sure, and Voice of the Island Radio. And I've always known that broadcasting in Dominica is a very wonderful art, and DBS was like the leading broadcaster. When you're a national broadcaster, in my time, that was a big thing. I do not know for now, but as a national broadcaster, it meant that I had arrived. And we at DBS ran the broadcasting business in Dominica.
Yeah.
Right now, when I'm looking at broadcasting Dominica and entertainment and media in Dominica, I believe MO News run the business.
You don't have to say it twice. She does. Yeah.
Okay. You agree with me, sister?
I agree with you.
And how did MO come to run the business? You think MO grew up overnight and say, I am going to be the best media house in Dominica, the most influential? No. MO decided, boy,
after the storm.
The storm, I think there is need to maybe just talk about things. I know MO long before, I know MO going to look at bush little girl, me and MO, maybe I was even troubling MO in some ways. I do not know. MO might tell you that. I do not know. You should tell you too many things about me. She's not telling the truth. But I know MO. I know MO. I used to go at MO's home and trouble MO. So MO is not that kind of person that I want to do that. No, MO just decided to do a little thing. She took a little niche. She had a little message. And like MO or not, blue, red, pink, yellow, orange, you cannot rival MO. MO has the thing locked down. So I am hoping, based on what MO, and we can even go to that band there. What's the name of the band? Signal Band. Who was a little band playing.
I remember, yes. And now
look at that. Which is the biggest band in Dominica. So it just takes a spark to do the right thing. And we have been doing it for the past 2 years, going on 3 years. Eventually, we might become the MO of politics in Dominica. That's what I tell you guys every day. And myself, let's just do things well and hope that the people respond. And when you do things well, people will respond. Definitely. And MO is undisputedly the leading broadcast entity in Dominica today. Take it from me, a national broadcaster. And she has it down pat.
That is true. And because every time I speak to somebody, they say, hey, something happened and it's not on MO News. They say, I doesn't believe that now. Because until MO don't put it, I myself doesn't believe it happened. So it shows that people trust the what she's doing so much so that if she don't bring it forward, that they don't believe it happened.
Let me tell you, I'm an MO News correspondent in Florida. And there was a situation where the national broadcaster wanted me to do something for the nation station. And I am working with MO. Who did I have to choose? MO.
Yeah.
I had to tell the manager, well, I'm been contracted to MO. I have been doing this for MO. I'm going to do it for her. I elect to work with MO over the national broadcaster that I know has value. So, and I'm only saying that not just to big up MO, but just to say that it is possible to become it no matter what. And
it's when you meet the needs, people don't understand that too. MO met the needs of the people. You see the people on the outside when she started. That's what propelled her to where she is. Because the time she started, the people on the outside was not able to reach their relatives. They were not able to know what is happening. A lot of places were cut off. And she moved from point A to point B to point C to show the world that don't be too worried. Your community is good. Your people are good. They just lost communication, but they are doing okay. Just hold on a little more. We will be right back to communicating with you. And that is what the people wanted.
And they reward her for that. And they still reward her for that. And
when you do what the people want or what they need, They will reward you.
And what was Emma when she started doing that? A teacher.
Yes, that's what she was.
Teaching.
No, she's an entrepreneur and she has her own business running, and she have retired from teaching for
From teaching to do her own stuff.
Exactly.
Just because she responded to the
needs of the people.
And the other broadcasters who were there, they were doing it, but how they wanted, when they want, and they still even do it how they want now. There was a fire in Roseau a couple of weeks ago. Who was there first thing in the morning? Emo. From Pebush, Emo find her way to Roseau before everybody else, including those that have their business right next to the fire.
I say Emo have a broom.
I don't do that
because I say to myself, she have some time travel because she's right there.
I spoke to Emo the night. Emo had a shag going. She was sick. She said, I just so sorry I cannot be there for my people. Emo don't want to be there because of her. Emo don't like no limelight. Emo want to put the news out so people can know what's happening.
Exactly. Her passion for what she loves.
And you don't want to know what time Emily left her home in Pebush that morning to find herself in Roseau, to let the world know what happened in the aftermath of that fire. And I'm saying so, I'm taking a lot of time to talk about Emo because it is a lesson for those of us who are trying to do something in our own area. We may be frustrated, but you just have to keep going and the people will eventually reward you. So Emo, well done. Take a bow, continue doing well, and I hope you continue to make a lot of money, that you continue to maintain your good health, keep your smile and your style. Don't change your accents and your mannerisms for anybody. Your colloquialism, your natural, authentic self is what sells your brand. And just keep it going, Emo. That's all you need to do. And of course, give us a free live every now and then, TUD. And we'll say live free. Free. That's what she said that to herself,
And she even created employment. I mean, we have to give due to when it's due to people who goes in that economy and make things happen. And people are employed because Emo today decided to do what was necessary. And today it's blossomed into that beautiful artwork that she has going on. And we must give her flowers. I really do appreciate what she's doing in Dominica.
Of course.
So here you have it, people. When you do the right thing, you know what's needed. Listen, people will give you what is due to you. Even if some still not in agreement, but majority is. So here we go. TUD believe that more Emos can come on board in different areas, in tourism, and another person I see doing well, don't know her political affiliation, I don't really study, is when I see Jody.
Yeah.
Jody and her natural products and the way that she markets her stuff. She makes it so funny and easy to relate. And she's doing what she does best for the stuff. So we have a lot of people in Dominica who if given the opportunity, can bring Dominica to a next level in terms of developing the economy, services and so forth.
I mean, you spoke about it as relatability, and that's what Jody's strength is. She's just relatable. And she's doing things differently. She's doing things that the average and ordinary person will resonate with.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to get into office in politics. We just need the politics to maintain attitude like that people say, well, but I can do that, and I can make money there.
Yeah.
And that is what it is. So the Jodys and the Mos, even the JLs.
JL is doing a great job too. I saw her doing a new broadcast. And we have to encourage our young people who are taking the step in the right direction to do what their passion, to follow their passion and to do what they have to do to enhance our country, because really and truly it enhances our country. When they do well, we smile and we say, oh, she's from Dominica. So therefore, we have to make sure that these people don't leave, because another thing that will happen if after a while they don't feel comfortable, they cannot meet their needs, they will go to somewhere else to make their needs met, to meet their needs.
But of course. So again, we are not calling these people because they're in politics. We are just calling them because that we are seeing what is possible
Exactly.
and how their brand have helped to shape a way of life for them, for the business, for the family, and how if we have many, 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 many more Emos and Jolies and
Yeah.
JLs and
And
so on.
signal,
Yeah, yeah. So that is where we are, progress and helping, holding hands and creating policies for those things to happen. And each of the areas we spoke about, Sister Petra, we have policies to link with them.
it's right there in the manifesto.
But you can only do policies when you get elected. So our job is to try to get us elected. So we do not go too heavy on policy. We talk about what we want to do for the people. And if the people put us in office to do it for them, we will now present the policies to implement, to make sure that every small business owner makes enough money to employ 5 people. That's one of our policies when it comes to small business. Again, the government can take that if they want. We want to create a situation where every small business owner, first of all, we want to multiply by 10 times the number of small businesses. And there are lots of small businesses.
Exactly.
So my pal rep Lakia, she's a small business owner. We want to make
and I just see the pal rep for the Marigot constituency just put out a pepper sauce.
Voila.
He just put out the new pepper sauce that he's
Way
doing.
to go. So those people will help them to make them bigger business owners by creating the environment that plastic Paul's, plastic Pastoroni, Benjo's and Benjamin, those business that had been thriving because of government policy in the past, we will see what was working and redesign those policies so that more of those small businesses will become medium-sized businesses and they employ more people. And that is what it's about.
And all these things, yes.
So we would like Lakia to employ 5 people or 10 and have Anthony, Charles, employ 10, 15 people in Marigot.
And not only employ people, but too, he work with the farmers that can plant the pepper so he can always, because he just generates something there that can bring income for other families. Other families with land like him can decide, have contracts with him that we're going to supply all your peppers for you for the next 6 months or however it is. And they too will benefit from whatever he's doing. So it's a chain reaction. And we know that that's why we want to come in to just put some policy in place that everybody willing have the opportunity.
Yeah.
So and
that ties into our goal to create Marigot into a port of entry, a commercial port. Again, we have said that and we have seen the government done things that we see and we suspect they will take that too. But taking things that you hear is not implementing things the way that it should. So you can just do things for politics and whatever. At the end of the day, if it's not in you, it's not in you. But our idea for Marigot is to create that Marigot Bay Area into a commercial port for mainly agricultural produce and commute with Antigua and the other lesser Antilles.
Yes, exactly.
All the countries north. So Marigot would be like a feeder port. So tons and tons of food will leave Marigot every week, every month. And tons of foreign exchange will come back. Because Marigot is the closest port to Antigua, the closest point to Antigua. Roseau is close to, but Roseau is in the south. Marigot is right there in the north. Antigua is right there. So you leave from Marigot in the morning to Antigua. By the night you're in Antigua with fresh produce, including water, live chicken, anything. And you just have foreign exchange coming in from Antigua, Anguilla, St. Kitts, Aruba, St. Martin. All of that money coming back, don't we?
Yeah.
So that is our idea, to create a commercial port. Here's a point of entry, but mainly for the exportation of agricultural produce and the importation of money, foreign exchange. So Anthony's stuff doesn't have to reach Roseau at all. On the port, bam, and he ships 100,000 cartons to the Northern Caribbean or wherever the boat goes.
Yeah.
So that is our little plan for Marigot. Marigot has been voting one color. Well, they voted Anthony this time around. chances that they might vote for us this time and put us in office for them, because we have a big plan for Marigot, which does not only include Marigot, it includes Wesley, the Kalinago territory, and other areas as well. So this is what we come with, and we don't think anything is impossible in politics. We think we can win Marigot if we have to win Marigot, if we have to. Although I think we took a policy not to send a candidate in Marigot, though, because out of respect for UWP in terms of their stronghold there and stuff like that. I think there and Salisbury.
Yes.
Right. So we will not do candidates in those areas, because again, we have to give respect to the people who have been there, who led the way. We do not see anything defined in the other party that in office now in terms of a structure, because that party is not one party, it's many parties put together.
Yes.
We will contest anywhere that other party has a candidate, but we will not contest in Marigot. We'll also not contest in Salisbury, because we think these are very well established niches of those parties. Another area we said we would not do, but the Freedom Party is not doing much. But Soufrière is the Jardin Patat.
Yes.
Had they been here, and if we could help, we would help the Freedom Party to get back into contesting into Soufrière, and maybe even Pont Michel is part of Soufrière now, Grand Bay, those areas. But again, the Freedom Party has to do what they have to do. But if they were wrong, we would also respect that holy ground. And Labour now is not Labour. Labour is now a mixture of many things, so we cannot talk too much about that. I mean, Pennville could have been a place where Labour was, but what we have now in Dominica is not Labour. So I think any of the areas where the Labour has a candidate is open grounds, as long as the parties know what we're doing. So if UWP is going to contest, I don't know what they plan to do. They certainly have free rein in Marigot and Salisbury, as far as we are concerned. But we should speak about everywhere else, because we're in the business as well, and so
we have to do what we have to do.
Conversations is important when so let's hope that conversations will be had eventually. If not, we'll see how it goes.
and I know we're almost to the end, but I just want to bring in here. We speak about what we want to do and what we also have achievements as a small party who have not even been in office of things we have done. For example, last year we came, previously when the party started, I was not part of the initial movement, but there was a promise to do the scholarship.
Yes.
Last year we took up on it, and the scholarship with another I don't want to say company, group that we came about, and we implementing that scholarship idea, and we have our little scholarship child who's doing well at school and benefiting from the sponsors of persons who have put in and pledged to make sure that she is taken care of. So although we have not been in office as yet, people can see that we mean business, like we are here to help. And it speaks for itself, it speaks volume.
Indeed. I'm happy you mentioned that towards the end. I'm happy because her name is Eva Liebert from my village. Yes. And I must say that I was a little biased because the party was launched in Calibishi. And because I was part of the party, Carlos got me involved, and I was part of the architect. We are going to go to Calibishi to launch the party. These guys let me do it in my village. I was so happy. So we launched $1 million scholarship in the village, and we said it's for a village person at the Calibishi from the Calibishi school. And Eva Liebert is the one who got the scholarship. She is our $1 million scholar. And when we mentioned that, people were saying, we only have $1 million. Well, we didn't have $1 million at the time, but we have the value, we have the vision. And so far, so good. Going on the second year, we have been true to the scholarship. One of the highest scholarships in Dominica for that grade level. And I don't want to say how much the child gets, but every school year, the child gets cash and supplies. And even now we're speaking about some basic things that the child needs. We are going to try to work it out as well. But the point is, we have $1 million offer to the child for her life. And it costs more than $1 million to educate somebody throughout their life. So that is where the value of the scholarship comes in. So far, every year she gets support from us. And she's our $1 million scholar. We are very proud of Eva Liebert and her family. We have a contract, and we are true to the contract 100%. who next August, we're going to do the same as well to give her another tranche, as long as she continues keeping the grades and doing well. And based on what I'm hearing, I had a talk with the principal a couple of days ago. Eva is doing brilliantly. So this young child will eventually grow up to be a grown-up, and she will remember that a party, a group of people believed in her. Even if they didn't give her food every day to eat, but they were interested in her education. And she is going to grow up remembering we did that for her. And who knows, she might even turn up being a prime minister for our country. For whichever party she chooses, it doesn't matter for me. But we gave that child a helping hand when she needed it the most. And I'm happy, Brother Petra. We are very proud of that $1 million scholarship. And we are true to form when it comes to that. We are taking care of Eva in the way that we promised. And we pledge to her and her mom and her family, her father, and everybody that we'll continue being true to that promise. As long as Eva stays on top of stuff and she continues producing the goods. So thanks for bringing that up, Petra.
Yes, and that is just one of our policy, one of our ideas that come to fruition. So can you just imagine the orders that we have in our back pockets ready to release? And our thing is to make life better, not if for Dominicans on a whole, both those staying in Dominica and those staying abroad, working as one, working in unity to enhance the people that we left behind. Because although we may be out of Dominica, our heart is still in Dominica. So people say all the time, y'all are not even there. Yeah, but we have Dominica at heart, and we carry Dominica with us wherever we go.
The people who say that some people are not there are people who have been told to say that. Dominica is too small for us to be divided among people who live on the island and people who don't live. Look at us now connecting. The world has gotten so small that there's no excuse about where people live. You can contribute no matter where you live.
Exactly.
And the prime minister for our country lives more outside of Dominica than any one of us, because he travels to do the work of the country. He's very rarely in Dominica. I am in Dominica more than him. You too, Petra, because he is out every second. So that excuse about you not living there and you cannot tell us anything, it makes no sense. Tell it to the people who are administering to your affairs, who are on a plane every day somewhere else. Exactly. So there is no excuse. Though we are one, we have a one Dominica policy that embraces every Dominican, no matter where Dominicans are. We are just too small, and our people are too dispersed for us to cherry pick who is in Dominica, who is not. We in Team Unity Dominica see every Dominican. Our idea is that every Dominican should be able to vote. We would prefer absentee voting if we had to do that. But it must be fair for all for it to be done. Exactly. And we have a policy in place to make sure that people who vote away from Dominica are actually participating in the economy of our people. If you want to be a voter in Dominica, register, and also register the tax base and pay Social Security and taxes in Dominica, and then you'll have a ballot anywhere you are.
Exactly.
We believe that's what we will do to bring more revenue into Dominica. We don't believe in bringing people down to vote and for C1 bring them back. No, that's not the answer. You can stay where you are and vote for who you want. Register.
As long as you contribute into the economy of the country in one form or the other.
And not just sending boxes alone, registering and paying tax on the income you make wherever you are. So if Alex Bruno is in America making $1 million a month, pay taxes in Dominica too. On that money that you're making, pay Social Security every month. And then you can vote every election. We believe that.
Yeah.
We think that is the answer. We don't think to pick people that support you to bring to vote is the answer. It cannot be. That is what's dividing us. Every Dominican who is duly a Dominican, living anywhere and can pay as the Americans pay in their taxes wherever they live and can vote away from the country, it should be the same way. Let us do it. If it's good for America, it's good for us. Let every Dominican have the say. Register, pay your tax, pay Social Security, and everything that goes with it. And then you'll get your ballot any and everywhere. There should be no other way, no prejudicial way of deciding who gets a ballot, who gets brought in. That is things
and if you create employment in Dominica, And
Yes,
if you're a landlord in Dominica, then you pay your
all,
taxes
all of
to
that.
ensure that you and contributing to the economy, and then you can vote wherever you are.
As long as you have in a vested interest in the daily life of the people, and especially for those Dominicans who have lived overseas for 15, 20, 30, 40 years, the economic citizenship program will be extended to include them so they could invest in the country by getting these assets of the states to use to come back into the country. It is not only good for people who are trying to get a passport for whatever reason. We are saying, look, the incentive should be given to Dominicans. Come back home and invest. Here is the articles of the state that you can use. Build a hotel, whatever it is, but come back and do it. That's what we are saying. Give the opportunities to Dominicans. Let Dominicans make money in Dominica. Let us all enjoy the kind of quality of living that we should enjoy. Not only the people who invest using our passport. All Dominicans should be able to enjoy it. Let everybody be part. So we believe every Dominican should vote. But make it fair so that every Dominican should vote. And if you want to vote, as Petra says, you are involved in the economic life of our country continually. If you stop, you lose the right. Because
Right.
at the end of the day, voting is a residential thing, you know.
Yeah.
But if you have residential connection to Dominica, that is tangible, that can be measured in the economy, we have no problem. We have no problem. And that's what we have been saying. Sister Petra, I hope we got the point out. I mean, I know our time has come and gone, and our producer might be saying time up, but
yeah, 6 minutes past the hour. And so we just saying thank you for everybody who take the time out. We don't want to take any more of your time. We enjoy your company. We enjoy having you there with us in the discussion. We enjoy having you here with us in the comments. Share. Feel free to share with your friends, share with your neighbor. Let them listen to our ideas, see if they agree with our ideas, if they're willing to carry the vision that we have for Dominica. And let's make it happen. Join the movement, people. Let's make it happen. Join the movement of prosperity and hope, and bring in a level playing field of opportunities for our young people, for our elderly people, and for people who are living out in the diaspora. And let us come back. Let us give to Dominica as Dominica have given to us. Join as much groups as you would like in Dominica. There are different groups in Dominica that you could join to contribute to. Feel free to reach out to us as well. We would for contribution. As we spoke about our Eva, we do accept contributions. So if there is kind or services that you feel that you want to help as well, feel free to do that. We are open to everybody. We're not here and we don't label people by colors. We see people as people first. And so feel free to reach out to any one of us. We are on Facebook. You follow us on YouTube and Instagram. Let us know where you are listening from, and just come on board and join the movement. And thank you for being with us tonight. Mr. Bruno, any last words?
No, that's it. I think your last words were great. Looking forward to doing this again, anytime in the future. And let's just continue the message, because you have to have patience in this politics thing. And eventually, when the spark gets into a flame, you might be the main policymaker of our country. You never know. You might even be a future prime minister. Who knows? Just keep going at it. I think you have what it takes, my sister. You have all my support, all my love, and my admiration. You and the entire team.
Yes.
So whoever else you have next week or whenever, just keep talking to Dominicans, and Dominicans will eventually reward you for the plans that you have for the people, because I think your plans are holy and contrite. Thanks again for having me on.
Thank you, Mr. Bruno, Professor Bruno, for always being there with us, always encouraging us and always enlightening us. And like you say, you always light the path for us so that we have a light going forward in the right direction. And we want to thank you for that publicly, right here on our Facebook page.
Yeah, no worries, man. Anytime.
Okay, producer.
There is nothing which is wrong with the country that a new government cannot fix. It is time for a new start, a fresh beginning, new direction, people-centered leadership. That's why Team Unity Dominica introduces the Clean Slate, a new political direction for the current political era. The Clean Slate, an idea built on new and progressive energies based on what is best for Dominica and Dominicans. The Clean Slate, the platform for a new and progressive political coalition. The Clean Slate, uniting the partisan colors with a message of renewal and hope.